Good evening, everyone. Let me just change the topic. It is not music, it is let's revise. That's gonna be the topic. Let's revise all caps because we're doing serious business here. Welcome to another stream. We were supposed to have a student with us, but unfortunately, Aishagul had to cancel. That's why we have another revision 37 or 38 questions, all based on the vocabulary previously covered in Marco Lingo videos and streams. So there is nothing that we haven't covered. The first three questions will be about gerunds versus infinitives, three specific examples we covered recently, and then the rest is going to be vocabulary and expressions from previous videos. Let me just see who's here with us. Magdalena, good afternoon. Lazar, good evening. Yatsa, good evening. Peter, good evening. Always green. I will keep coming here. Use ing after keep. Keep coming. But I still don't know your name. You have to tell me your name. Thank you for coming here. I really appreciate that. Hello, Dan. Good evening. Hello, Radek. Good evening to Poland. Hello, Sarah. Good evening to Rome. And Always Green says, I have read for 2 hours today. I think reading is the best way to improve English. Mm, I mean, English consists of different skills. You have your comprehension, you have your reading, you have your listening, and your speaking. So obviously, each method has its own perks, its own benefits. I personally am not a fan of reading, but it is really good for learning new words, especially those that are not used in everyday English. So when you read English books or even English news, you are really going to expand your vocabulary. It is just not my cup of tea. I need more stimulation. I need to have something in front of my eyes and I need to hear it. But big thumbs up for reading for 2 hours. Let us know what you read. Was it nonfiction or some fiction in English? I'm sure we're all curious to know. Folks, just type in the chat ready. And when I see that at least 3 or 4 of you are ready, we may start and test your English knowledge. I have high expectations, so don't let me down. Don't disappoint me. I'm sure you're going to deliver. I really don't have any doubts. I'm just kidding. So now I have to wait for the delay. I need to come up with something I'm going to do when there's the delay. I need to start maybe throwing some peace signs, not gang signs. We don't do that here, but maybe some peace signs. Like every time I'm waiting for people to write in the chat, I'm just gonna be like this. Magdalena's ready. Is anybody else ready? Or is it just going to be Magdalena carrying the team tonight? Magdalena always performs well, but mistakes happen, as with everyone. I read with an A, read Simple Story on YouTube. Radoslav, I don't know if that was the correction of what Always Green wrote or if you meant to say ready with a Y. Either way, I'm happy you said that. So, a simple story on YouTube, that is nice. But you read it or you listened to it? Because if it was on YouTube, it most likely featured some audio. YouTube is an interesting place to only read. We don't usually do that. But it's cool. I'm happy for that. Keep reading. I can provide some recommendations if necessary. Okay, we have Radek and Magdalena, and I think Always Green is going to play with us. Other folks in the chat, please participate, write your answers. Don't feel shy. Oh my God, last time one of my students was here with us and she left during the stream because she felt embarrassed she made a mistake. Please don't think like that. Mistakes are fine, and we are here to have fun first and foremost, and then learn on that journey. Learning is not even our priority right now. We are here to have fun, and you will learn something if you pay attention. So relax, enjoy, and let's start. You can already see the first question, but let's see what the answers are gonna be. What are the offered answers? It is essential, blank the instructions carefully before starting the exam. It is essential to read, reading, read, or having read. What follows adjectives? Essential is an adjective. So what comes after adjectives? Gerunds or infinitives? That is the question we need to answer here. I can already tell you that it is not going to be D. I can help you that much. But your job is to choose between A, B, or C. Magdalena says A. Erotic says C. Okay, perfect. We already have different opinions. I'm very happy when I see that because it means somebody is going to have their memory refreshed. Somebody is going to learn something new. Yatsa goes for A, Sarah goes for B, and Dayan goes for D. Dayan, it's not D. Not D, Dayan. It is not D. I said that. It could be A, B, or C. Let's find out the answer, and then I'm going to explain why that was the correct answer. To read. It was A, folks. The reason why is because adjectives are followed by infinitives. Always. We're not going to have essential, blah, blah, blah. We are going to be, it is going to be followed by infinitives. The only time you could see a gerund after the infinitive, after an adjective, is when you are describing it as a noun. So when you describe it as, oh, essential reading for the second grade, in the sense of the essential literature. But that is not very common. And just keep in mind that if you have an adjective, use an infinitive. Why wasn't it C? Because C is the bare infinitive. We use bare infinitives after modal verbs like would. I would like. We don't say I would to like. I would read, not I would to read. But here we need the full infinitive form with to. I hope that's clear. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Number 2, I'm really looking forward, blank, my family during the winter holidays to see, to seeing, have seen. Haha. What could be the correct answer here, guys? Let's find out. What is it going to be? What comes after look forward? Do we look forward to see? Do we look forward see? Maybe I missed seeing. Perhaps it should have been seeing. Maybe it's a mistake of mine. Let's find out. I'm waiting for your answers. Erotic says C. All right. Once again, he goes for the option C. Maybe that is his go-to option. I heard that some people say when you're in doubt, when you're not sure what to choose, always go for option B. I don't know if that would work here though. You guys seem set on C, so let's see if you are correct or if perhaps everybody was wrong. Well, that's not happening here with my community. You guys know your English. Great job. W's for you. Let's move on to question 3. After a long discussion, my manager finally agreed, blank, me more time for the project. Giving, give, given, to give. What is the correct answer here? As for the previous one, we are always going to use the ing form after forward to. So remember that to in that case is not part of the infinitive, like to play or to see. It is a preposition. Forward to, and then we use the gerund. Because instead of gerund, we could also use another noun phrase. I'm looking forward to your performance. You guys are hopefully looking forward to my new videos. That is the logic behind look forward to. Do we have answers here? Sorry, guys, I started rambling about the previous one. Do we have any answers? I don't think so. I think we just have answers for the previous one. Sarah goes for D, and Magdalena agrees with her. So you guys think that it is my manager finally agreed to give me more time. Okay, it could be the case. Radek or Yatsa, what do you guys think? Dayan? Yatsa and Dayan agree that it is going to be D. Let us find out. And Radek agrees too. Okay, I like that you support each other, and you were right. So we had that last night on stream. Felipe asked about it. Agree is followed by infinitive, but there are exceptions when other words are involved. You can refer to that video for more information. Question 4, it is considered rude in some cultures to eat soup by blank it loudly from the bowl. What do we do when we eat the soup loudly? Do we sip it, slurp it, chew it, or swallow it? What is impolite? That is something from our coffee talk game. The characters in that game keep doing that. It is truly annoying. Let's see if you have memorized that, considering how annoying they were and how often I mention it. Radek says B. Magdalena says B. Does anybody think anything else? Sarah says B, B. Okay, great job, guys. It is going to be B. Sipping means drinking in small quantities, so just bit by bit. When you enjoy an alcoholic drink, especially something like champagne, you're gonna sip it, take sips of it. Chewing is the process of grinding the food with your teeth, and swallowing is actually passing the food through your inner organs. We ran out of butter, so I used olive oil, blank, it for the recipe. Did I use olive oil in spite of it, in place of it, instead to, or on behalf of it? What could be the correct answer here? To run out of something means you no longer have it. You used to have it. So if I say, oh, I've run out of money, it doesn't mean I've always been poor. I used to have money in the past. Now I don't have it. So I used to have butter, but it's gone. I've used up all my stock. C, C, two C's. Okay. Let's see if anybody disagrees. Does anybody have another opinion? We ran out of butter, so I used olive oil instead to it for the recipe. Okay. Yatza says C. Dayan says C. Sarah, are you here, Sarah? If you're here, let us hear your opinion. But I think we're gonna have to reveal the answer without Sarah's intervention. And let's see what the answer is going to be. Oh, what is this, guys? It is actually B, in place of, I think we used that during the Coffee Talk stream when my character in game explained that he had to use an ingredient in place of another one. So instead of would have been another correct answer. I used olive oil instead of it, but here we had instead to. Instead to doesn't really work. It's in another context. Here it is completely incorrect. In place of it. So in place of something means you are using something instead of it. You are replacing it by another item. So remember, in place of something. It happens to the best of us, guys. It's important to remember it. Number 6, to save money while traveling across Europe, Mark relied on blank instead of booking hotels. Hitchhiking, backpacking, couch surfing, or sightseeing. What could be the correct answer here, folks? Let's hear you. Is it hitchhiking, backpacking, couch surfing, or sightseeing? Well, 3 out of 4 definitely help with cutting the cost. Like, those are pretty cost efficient ways of traveling, but only one of them is related to accommodation. Others are based on other things that I can explain, and one is not really related to accommodation. So let's hear you folks. You might still be in shock from the previous question, but don't worry. I'm sure you're going to get this one right. I'm waiting for your answers. Don't be shy. Don't be shy. It is okay to make mistakes. C, says Magdalena. Okay. What do the others think? Any other opinions? And Radek goes for C. I don't know if you guys just follow each other or you all think that is the correct answer, because last time everybody went for the same answer and it didn't work out. Yes, Dayan was brave enough to go for B. Let's see if his tactic will pay off or not. It didn't pay off. So it was C, couch surfing. Couch surfing means sleeping over at another person's place. It could be your friend, most likely, but it could also be a stranger, especially when traveling abroad. Hitchhiking is just hunting for free rides. You raise your thumb next to the road and wait for someone to pick you up. Backpacking is traveling light, not bringing any checked luggage. You just have your backpack on, so the costs are minimal. And then sightseeing has nothing to do with traveling in an economical way. You are just there to see the views, the sights. It is an activity done while traveling. The outdoor concert was canceled due to the heavy rain. How would you reply to this sentence? If somebody told you this, would you tell them, what a thrill, what a bummer, what a relief, or what a coincidence? Which one is the most likely, the most logical choice? Obviously, some of them could be different. Some people might use other replies, but normally only one of them should be possible. Magdalena says A. And does anybody else think it is A? No. Maybe you guys will go for B or C or D. Yatza says A. All right. Anybody else got an idea? Dayan says C. Dayan is the black sheep. He doesn't want to follow what others say. And Radosov solidifies A as the final answer. Could it be what a bummer? It is what a bummer. So when somebody delivers bad news, if you want to show sympathy, you say, ah, what a bummer. That's so bad. Perhaps if you didn't want to go to the concert, you could say, what a relief. Driving at such a high speed in a residential area, so an area where many people live, is incredibly blank and puts lives at risk. Is it a cautious, sensible, clumsy, or reckless thing? Which one of these would work best? It was A, Radek. You played it well. It was A. Great job. So, which one of these could be the correct answer here, though? Cautious, sensible, clumsy, or reckless? Let's go for it. Obviously, the situation described is pretty bad. Something you shouldn't do, as you could run over some people. Radosov says D, and Yasa confirms it. Even Dayan joins them. It is reckless. So reckless means without much thought, without consideration for other people or for your own life. She practiced her presentation for weeks, and when the day came, she managed to blank it perfectly. Did she manage to screw it, to drop it, to nail it, or hit it perfectly? If somebody performs really well, what do they do? Oh, hello, Katie. Welcome on board. We are practicing all the expressions we've covered in Marcolingo streams and videos. So if you've been watching carefully, I'm sure you're going to get them all right. There was one difficult question everyone got wrong. It was about in place of. So when you say you are replacing something with another thing, you can use in place of. So I'm playing this quiz for you in place of a lesson with Aishagul, who was supposed to come. C, triple C. You guys think it means the nail. And the correct answer is nail it perfectly. So when you do something just right, you nail it. You guys have nailed this answer now. Number 10, I have a huge history exam tomorrow morning. Oh, I love history. So I'll probably have to blank to finish studying. Call it a day, pull an all-nighter, hit the sack, bite the bullet. All right. Which one makes the most sense? To be fair, there could be two options here. I believe one is slightly more correct than the other, but I could see two of them being correct here. Let's see what you guys choose. I could see two of them making sense. Radoslav says B. Does anybody else think there could be another option? Does anybody feel like it could be A, C, D? Magdalena goes for D. All right. Any A's or C's? Yatsa says C, and Dan says A. Okay, we have everything. We have everything. Katie, where are you? Katie, you need to solve this for us. We're gonna go for D. Okay, let's see what the correct answer is. It is officially B. Why? Because the person is saying, I have a big exam tomorrow. I'll have to study all night to complete my studies. A more sensible finish to the sentence with D would be I'll probably have to bite the bullet and study all night. But I could hear somebody say bite the bullet to finish studying. Like I said, B works just a little bit better because you're exactly stating I have to study all night in order to complete my studies. With bite the bullet, you will usually say what exactly you have to do. I'll bite the bullet and go to the dentist. Like, I don't want to go to the dentist. I'm afraid of him, but I'll bite the bullet and do it. So D is not completely incorrect. I can't blame you for choosing D. B is just slightly better. So good job to the person who said B. It was only Radosov. Yes, absolutely. Big W's for Radek. Great job. I don't know how to say well done in Polish. Svaka čast. In Serbian, we say svaka čast, like well done. Question 11. I don't like shirts with crazy patterns or bright graphics. I prefer wearing white t-shirts. Does this person prefer obvious, blank, empty, or plain white t-shirts? What kind of t-shirts does this person like? I guess everybody went for D here. You guys know this. Great job. I'm amazed. I was expecting to have some debate here, but everybody said plain. Great job. Great job, really. Because people often call them empty t-shirts. For example, in my language of Serbian, if you were to directly translate the name of such t-shirts, we'd call them empty t-shirts. But yes, plain means without any additional color or decoration, simple. Blank will be used for something else. Like a blank page is a page where you're supposed to write something. It is just currently without any text. We have a lot of issues to discuss in this meeting, but let's blank the budget problem first. Let's avoid, let's surrender, let's tackle, or let's ignore. Maybe D, guys. I think that D could be a good choice. When you are struggling, just ignore the budget problem. Yeah, that's how I do things. Like, if I'm struggling with my finances, I just choose to ignore that and live a happy life. But jokes aside, let's see what you are going to choose. Katie says C. Tackle the budget problem. Okay. Magdalena and Radosov agree. And Yatsa agrees. Okay, guys, great job. You know these expressions well. I'm proud. So tackling a problem means dealing with a problem. So let's deal with it or tackle it. Tackle sounds better in my opinion. Like you are really diving deep into it. She didn't want any help painting the living room. She preferred to do it completely by herself on her own for her own in herself. Okay, there are two correct answers here. Choose two answers, guys. There are two options that could be correct. So we have B and A. I said choose two because two of them are correct. So yes, A and B, not C, guys, not D. It is by herself or on her own. I don't know how I let this one slip through. I think that I probably wanted to put in and then I chose this one and I somehow left both of them. But yes, by oneself or on one's own, both are completely correct. So you can use either. When he found out he won the scholarship to his dream university, he was absolutely ecstatic, miserable, indifferent, exhausted. Okay. Again, technically speaking, three of them could work, but one of them is the expected reaction. So when somebody wins the scholarship to their dream university, how are they going to feel, guys? How is the person going to feel? Magdalena says A, Radek says A. Does anybody think they could feel miserable? I mean, maybe if you realize you made a mistake, you could feel miserable at that moment. But otherwise, ecstatic. Yes, it means very happy. Indifferent could be an option, obviously, but if it's your dream university, you're gonna feel happy. You can't feel nothing and be indifferent. The company signed the contract blank, assuming the suppliers would deliver the materials on time. They signed it in good faith, on purpose, by accident, in vain. Which option makes the most sense? Now, this is already the comprehension level. So, more or less, all four of them, not more or less, I mean, all of them work grammatically, but only one of them truly works in terms of meaning. What could be the best answer here? Katie says A. I believe these are the new answers, right? Because the previous one was A2, so I'm not even sure who's answering now and who already answered. Everybody thinks it's A. Guys, how can you be so good? Are these questions too easy? I thought this would be much harder. Damn it. You're really following the streams. I didn't understand every single word of the French movie, but I managed to blank the story, depend of, get the gist of, keep track of, make a mess of. Which one works the best here? Again, grammatically, ah, I mean, two of them could work, but there's only one really good choice, one that I'm looking for and that a native speaker would use when talking about this situation. So if you're watching a French movie, you obviously don't understand anything the actors are saying, and you would keep track of the story, Magdalena says. Okay, keep track of the story. Does anybody have a different opinions? Radosov agrees with Magdalena and says C. Yatsa agrees with them. Katie, Sarah, does anybody, Dayan, do you have other thoughts, other ideas? Dayan says D. Let's see if anybody else is gonna answer. But we have three C's, so I guess C is going to be our final answer. I don't see anybody else saying A, B, or D. So let's find out if you guys were right. Oh, damn, it wasn't the correct answer. It was get the gist of. Katie, you said B at the last moment. I don't know if you saw the answer. I think not because of the delay. You couldn't see it. But you were the only one to get it right after thinking a little bit. The difference between keep track of and get the gist of is that when you keep track of something, you are monitoring the changes over time. So you will keep track of somebody's heart rate, or you will keep track of the market fluctuations, keep track of the prices. You are following them over time to see how they're changing. So you're monitoring something, monitoring or keeping track of. Get the gist of something means to understand the essence, understand the details without necessarily needing any explanation. So when you get the gist of something, you understand what the essence is. This person managed to get the the base of the movie. They didn't understand everything, but they got the gist of it. I hope you got the gist of this expression. Great job, Sarah. You said B as well. W's in the chat for Katie and Sarah. Magdalena, mistakes happen. Mistakes happen. I'm happy when you guys make mistakes. I feel like it is not completely easy. After her grandfather passed away, which means died, passed away, she was surprised to blank his antique watch collection. She was surprised to earn, purchase, inherit, or borrow. What happens after a person, especially a close relative of yours, passes away? Radek goes for C immediately. He didn't have to think much. But maybe sometimes when you answer too fast, it comes back to bite you. It comes around to bite you. You guys think it's C, Magdalena? Sarah says C, Magdalena C, Yatsa Dayan. Do you have any ideas, folks? Anybody think anything different? Okay, it's gonna be C. You are all set on it. So let's go ahead and reveal that inherit was the correct answer. If you see Sarah at the office today, could you blank this message to her? Pass on, pass out, pass away, pass by. Ooh, ooh, ooh. So the main verb is the same. The only difference is in the particle. So should it be on, away, out, or by? Basically, I'm telling this person, if you come across Sarah, could you dial this message to her? Could you share this message with her? That's what I'm saying. When we transfer something to another person, be it a trait, a possession, or in this case, information, we pass it on. That's right. So could you pass on this message to her? Great. In blank, I probably shouldn't have eaten that third slice of cake before going for a run. In advance, in summary, in hindsight, in conclusion. Again, multiple answers could work, but think about the most suitable one. This person went for a run and they might have felt sick during the run. Their performance might have not been very good. So now they're talking about that in retrospect. Which of these words means in retrospect? What would you go for? Radosov says a D. Katie says C. Magdalena says D. Perfect. We have some differing opinions. Yatsa says C. She sides with Katie. Okay, we have a draw. 2 C's, 2 D's. Is anybody here to break the draw? Dan is going to break it and say D. Sarah, if you're here, what do you think the answer could be? I think I'm going to reveal it now. In hindsight, it was C. Now, like I said, in conclusion, I probably shouldn't have eaten that third slice of cake before going for a run. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that sentence. If you are telling a story and you started from the first part when you were running, when you left the house, and then you explained how gradually you started feeling worse, you could say in conclusion, I probably shouldn't have eaten. Like this is the point of the story. But if it wasn't a long story like that, you are more likely to use in hindsight, because we use in hindsight to reflect on past situations. In hindsight, it was a mistake. I shouldn't have eaten that piece of cake. The documentary about climate change had a blank impact on the way I view my daily habits. Guys, we're at question 20. We only have 15 more, I believe. I had a shallow, narrow, trivial, profound. What kind of impact did it have? Could it be shallow impact, narrow impact, trivial impact, or profound impact? Again, this is now something difficult. It is not pure grammar, pure logic. Two of them could definitely work, but one makes much more sense. Radek thinks it's D. Magdalena thinks it's D too. Could it be something else? Katie says D, Dan says C, and Yaza says D. Okay, let's see the answer. Profound, that's right. Profound means deep, something that is strong. So it was a profound answer, a profound impact, something that really enlightened you and changed your perspective. Don't worry about the math test. If you study the formulas, it will be a drop in the ocean, pain in the neck, a piece of cake, or a blessing in disguise. All different idioms we've covered, with the exception of A, perhaps. I don't remember covering A with you guys, but we might have had it in Coffee Talk during one of the nights. We've had many Coffee Talk streams now, so and those streams are very vocabulary heavy. We learn the most words there, so make sure you tune in. Radosov and Katie go for C. Does anybody have a different opinion? Dan agrees with them. Magdalena agrees with them. Let's go for C. I think this question was a piece of cake for you guys. We've had this in one of the previous revisions, I believe. Let's just explain the other idioms. A drop in the ocean, something that does not matter, that doesn't impact. It has no impact. So if you donate $10 to a charity that needs $10 million, your donation feels like a drop in the ocean. It is something that helps only very marginally. It's insignificant. B, pain in the neck, something very annoying. There is a more impolite version, pain in the ASS, and D, blessing in disguise, something that seemed bad at first, but in hindsight, so looking back at it, it turned out to be good from your current perspective. Let's move on to the next one. The word inflammable means, okay, it's a different concept. We need to give the definition now. None of the options. Okay, it could be that. Catches fire easily. Waterproof, doesn't catch fire easily. Okay. I think we can eliminate C. We can agree on that, guys. Whether it is A, B, or D, it is up to you to decide. What does inflammable mean? When you have a product and on that product you see a label inflammable, what does that mean? It is very important because you could go to an English-speaking country and find containers, cans, chemicals with this tag on them. Yatsa and Katie think it's B. Okay. Sarah, Magdalena, Radek, Dayan. I'm waiting for you folks. Magdalena says it's B. And Dayan says it is D. Okay, and Radek says B. So Dayan, once again, stands alone proudly. Unfortunately, not successfully, it was B. So inflammable is one of those words that I find very annoying because for the most part, in is going to be the negation prefix. So inefficient is the opposite of efficient. However, inflammable just means it catches fire easily. So flammable and inflammable are actually synonyms. Non-flammable is the opposite of both inflammable and flammable. Very strange. The project was doing well until our main investor pulled out. So the main investor canceled the project, and then everything started blank to look up, to pan out, to go south, to break even. It's an expression from the video with my grandma. So if you watched that one, when we got to the restaurant and the rude waiter started serving us, I used that phrase to express how we felt, how the situation was at that moment. Did I say things looked up, panned out, went south, or broke even? The project was doing well, so things were going well. It was all good. We have BBB to pan out. Everything started to pan out. Okay. Does anybody disagree? Dayan, Yatsa, Radek? Does anybody think that we could have another option? Yatsa says B. Everybody is sold on B. Guys, let's see what the correct answer is. Whew, it was C. Another shocker. You didn't watch my video with my grandma. Shame on you guys. After this stream, go watch my latest video and you will understand why it was to go south. So to pan out means to develop, to result in a way. For example, if we are talking about a project, I could say it's panned out well. So we are going to describe how it's finished. It panned out well. Over time, it developed well. But here, the project was doing well until the investor canceled the investment. And from that point, so things were going up, 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 up. They were going great. At that point, when he left, everything went south. You can think about the stock price, and when it goes down, it goes south, right? When things go south, they take a turn for worse. So from that point onwards, things were going down, they were getting worse. That is the meaning of to go south. So to pan out, to result, to develop, it is the outcome. To look up, whether it could mean to search for something or it could mean to admire someone, and to break even means to earn enough money to cover the costs. So you are at zero, basically. You don't have a profit, but you're not losing money either. I hope that was clear, guys. Remember, your best hint will be the graph and the red line going down, going south. Things are getting worse, really worse. I hate going to the dentist, but I have a terrible toothache. So I'll just have to blank and make an appointment. Break the ice, bite the bullet, spill the beans, or cut corners. I have to go now. See you next time. Bye. Bye, Radek. Thank you for joining. And you should have stayed for this question. I don't want you to leave on a bad note, on a negative note, with a mistake. We need to have the right answer for the end. Magdalena B. Katie says B. What do the others think? Yes, that's right, Radek. Let's just reveal the answer. Was Radek correct? Yes, bite the bullet. Now you can go. Have a great night. So, bite the bullet, do something you didn't want to do, break the ice, start the conversation, do something that you felt uncomfortable doing, spill the beans or spill the tea, reveal information, secret information or gossip, and cut corners. Try to do something the simpler way, sometimes not quite legally, maybe cheating in a way that is cutting corners. We've been painting this room for 8 hours. Let's blank and finish the rest tomorrow. Let's hit the roof lose our touch, call it a day, or face the music. What could be the correct answer here? What do you guys think? Hit the roof, lose our touch, call it a day, or face the music. So you've done your work for the day. Sarah says D, and Magdalena and Katie say C. So the person is saying, let's stop for now and let's continue tomorrow. Is that calling it a day, or is it facing the music? It is calling it a day. So when I say, guys, we've been streaming for an hour and a half, let's call it a day. Let's finish this stream. Hit the roof means it reaches the ceiling, it's really high. And lose touch means to not communicate anymore. Face the music means to be ready to deal with consequences. So if you do something illegal, you should be ready to face the music. You should be ready to face the punishment. I'm sorry to blank, but the outdoor festival has been canceled due to the upcoming storm. I'm sorry to rain on your parade. I'm sorry to steal your thunder. I'm sorry to beat around the bush or jump the gun. I'm sorry to jump the gun. Which of these makes the most sense, guys? Sarah, don't worry. Don't worry. I'm happy you made a mistake so you could learn something new. You know that calling it a day means stopping work for the day. Or it could mean retiring, especially when a person is near the end of their work career. They could call it a day and just retire, end their work altogether. Magdalena and Yatsa say A. Diane joins them with A. Does anybody think it could be B, C, or D? Maybe stealing someone's thunder or beating around the bush? No. Okay, let's see if you guys were right. You were. Rain on your parade. So to rain on one's parade means to ruin their mood when they are happy. When somebody is happy and you deliver bad news to them, you are raining on their parade. Beating around the bush means spending too much time not getting to the point. B, stealing someone's thunder. Oh, Katie, perfect. I'm explaining now, but you will hear that later. I hate this delay. Stealing someone's thunder means you are stealing the spotlight from them. You are stealing their moment. So if my brother wins a basketball tournament and I come to his party and I say, oh, I'm having a baby. We're having a baby. All the focus is going to shift from his trophy to something objectively more important, which is my baby. So now I'm stealing his thunder. All that thunder is that loud noise you hear when there are lightnings. So you see the lightning and you hear the thunder during a storm. I'm stealing that, taking that from him, and putting it on myself. That is stealing the thunder. To jump the gun means to do something without thinking about it, without carefully planning. So if I decide to buy a car without actually checking whether it was good or the right fit for me, I could say I jumped the gun. So I hope that's clear, Katie and everybody else. Hello, Greg. Welcome. How are you feeling today? You are a bit late to the party, but you can still learn new things. We have, I believe, 9 more questions. So let's play. When we go out for dinner, we usually prefer blank so that everyone pays for their own meal. Do we split hairs, go Dutch, foot the bill, or chip in? Oh, this is difficult, guys. Radek left on time. Radek knew when to go. Now we're getting to the difficult questions. Okay, so which of these is the right choice? What do we do? Or what do we do when everybody pays for their meal? Basically, that is the question. Katie says B. Okay. Yatza says C. So Katie, you think it is to go Dutch. Magdalena, you think it is to foot the bill. Diane thinks it is to chip in. And Sarah says it is to split hairs. Okay, Greg, let's hear you, Greg. Do you have an answer for us? Or will you just remain silent? Hopefully not. Like I said, everybody should participate and try that luck. It is more fun for me when I see people are writing something, and I think it's more fun for you guys, so we can see whether everybody gets it right or one person gets it right, so we can give them their well-deserved W's. Let's see the answer. 1B, to go Dutch. Congratulations, Katie. You were the only one to get it right. Big W's for Katie in the chat. To split hairs means to argue over unimportant things, over minor things. That's why we call it splitting hairs. Like, splitting a hair is so pointless. So that would be splitting hairs, not related to paying for something. The other three are related to payment. To go Dutch, everyone pays for their own meal. So going Dutch means, especially when you are on a date with another person, you go 50-50. I pay my half, you pay yours. Or even I pay for what I order and you pay for what you order. So that if one person orders significantly more expensive items, the other one doesn't have to cover the difference, to foot the bill, to pay for somebody else. So if we are at a restaurant and there is a celebrity sitting at the other table, I can say, I'm going to pay for this celebrity. I'm going to foot the bill for them. And then to chip in means to add the money. So if there's 5 of us, we can all chip in and buy a gift. For example, we want to buy Magdalena a present for her birthday. We all chip in and we buy something big. Instead of 5 presents, smaller presents, we buy one large one. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Question 28. I tried reading the instruction manual for the new software, but honestly, it's all Greek to me. It's a small world. It's a piece of cake. It's up in the air. Okay. So which one makes the most sense here, guys? There is an instruction manual, and you tried reading it, so it is something that you attempted, but are the instruction manuals for new software usually very easy or very hard? Think about that. Magdalena says A and Katie says A. Does anybody have another opinion? Yatza, Sarah, Greg? Where is Greg? Where is Felipe? We are missing some integral pieces of our puzzle, of our community. But thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Yatza. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Katie. Thank you, Magdalena, for being here with me. C and A, that's what we have. And Greg, there he is. Let's see if Greg got it right. He did. Great job, everyone, and especially Greg. It's all Greek to me, means I have no idea. I don't understand it. So Greek is a foreign language you can't understand. They even use a different alphabet, so it's impossible. This manual, I don't understand. It's a small world, usually said when you meet someone or somebody you met knows somebody you know. It's a small world. It's a piece of cake, you know, very easy. Up in the air means it is still not clear. So if I say, Aishigul should come tomorrow, but it's still up in the air, it means she might come, but we are not sure. Guys, the final questions are going to be vocabulary related. We're going to see some pictures, and you're going to have 4 answers. So, what is this? A CD player, a microwave, a turntable, or a projector? What do we call this, guys? It is something from last night. So if you watch the stream with our lovely Mauro, you're gonna know. I definitely know what the answer is, but do you guys know? What is this? Magdalena says C. Greg says C. Katie, Dayan, Yatsa, Sarah. Do you guys think this could be a projector or a CD player? No, nobody fell for the trap. You are convinced it's a turntable, and you will be right. Question 30. What is this? Oh, sorry for the really small text. I don't know what happened to the formatting, but you can see the answers clearly. That's what matters. What is this man working on? Is it a floor, a ceiling, a roof, or a wall? What is this? Let's see if some of you fall for another trap. What do we call this part? I think my stream looks pretty nice, especially with my grandma's picture as the student. It almost feels like she's there. We need to get her. Do you guys want to see my grandma on stream? I could perhaps translate your questions into Serbian and then her answers back into English. Everybody thinks it's B. Wow, you are fluent in English, guys. Crazy. It is a ceiling, not to be confused with the roof. So roof is the outdoor structure at the top of a building. Great job. What is this? A, B, C, or D? Handbrake, seatbelt, windshield, or handbrake? So the difference between A and D is in spelling. Pay attention to that. But I could be just throwing you off. To throw someone off means to try and trick them. Try to lead them towards a wrong answer, to lead them away from the correct answer. So maybe that's why I included 2 different spellings of handbrake, and the correct answer is actually windshield. Uh, you guys think it's D. Okay. Be careful about your spelling. You might be wrong, or you might be right. We'll find out soon. Let's wait for some other folks to write their answers. Do you guys think Katie and Magdalena got it right? Or do you think they might have made a mistake? So far, we did have, I think, 3 questions where most people answered incorrectly, and I believe 1 question where nobody got it right. And I'm happy for that. Well, everybody has said D. Okay. D it is. Handbrake with B-R-A-K-E. Brake is another thing. The brake in the car is the pedal or the lever you use to block your car's movement. What is this? A gear shift, a clutch, an accelerator, or a dashboard? What do we call this part of the car? Big W's. Yes, big W's for everyone who got it right. You deserve the praise. Okay, let's see what you folks have to say. Is this a gear shift, a clutch? Katie says it's a gear shift. And Greg and Magdalena agree. So, do we have any other opinions? Somebody to go for B or D? C, maybe? This is for the gears. No, no. Everybody says A, and you are right. So, a gear shift or a gear stick in British English. What is this? So, we are talking about this row, this column, actually, not a row. This is the column of seats. So are those window seats, last seats, row seats, or aisle seats? Basically, you will know the answer if you know the name of this part of the plane. Now thinking about it, maybe I could have made it even more difficult, but if you know, you know. Like, I could throw as many things as I'd like. If you know the right answer, nothing's gonna throw you off. And it seems like you guys are doing well. We have two Ds. Maybe it could be A or B. C, like a row seat. Or the last seat from right to left. No, you guys are saying D. Well, I'll respect your wishes and I'll tell you you were right. Great job, folks. What is this? Oh, this one is going to be hard. Hand pad, hand rest, armrest, or arm pad? Ah, let's see if you get this one right. So you don't have to think about this specific picture. We can find that on planes too. This word was part of my airport video. So the part where you place your upper limb is what? Is it the hand pad, the hand rest, arm rest, or an arm pad? Okay. Greg says D. Katie says C. Magdalena says C. Katie, I remember you left a comment on that video, so I was expecting you to give the correct answer here. Yatza says C. That's right, folks. The correct answer is C. Good job, Greg, for learning something new. We call this an arm rest. It is an arm rest because you rest the entire arm on that part. It is supposed to provide some support and make you feel more comfortable. Great job. What is this? This was part of my grandma video. Branch, tree trunk, root, or leaf. So this part of the tree, even though this is a very specific tree, not the ones we have in Serbia. Maybe in Macau, but not here in Serbia. However, the body of the tree. What do we call the body of the tree? Is it the branch, the root, the leaf, or the tree trunk? What could be the correct answer? I will watch more of your videos and learn English. Thank you so much, Katie. That's why we're here, trying to learn English, improve our English, because even though I'm a teacher, I'm also an English learner. I still have to improve every day. Katie says B, Magdalena says B, Yatza says B. If you watched the video with my grandma, there was a carving in what? What did I say? A carving in the tree trunk. Yes, great job. Ooh, it's a small picture. I hope you can see it clearly. What is this? A power plug, a power outlet, a power cord, or a power station? What do we call this? Is this a power plug, power outlet, power cord, or power station? Yes, big W's for everyone learning English with Marco Lingo Yatza. Great job. I love the positivity. You are our W man in charge of writing W's in the chat. So W's for Yatza. Guys, everybody write a W for Yatza in the chat. She deserves it. We have two different answers. We have B and A. Perfect. And I'm waiting for, oh, we have three answers. Pardon. Magdalena has also said A. And Katie went for A. So let's reveal the answer. Greg is again the only one with a different answer. I don't know where Sarah is. Maybe Sarah could give us a suggestion for another one. We have two more A's, so only Greg chose something different. Let's see the correct answer. Power outlet, Greg. I told you, you were here for a reason. You came here for a reason, Greg. Great job. A big round of applause for you. A power outlet. The power plug is the part that goes inside the outlet. So if you buy any electrical device, actually, just a second, I'll show you. Oh my God, I hit my elbow on the desk. This is the plug. So this is the plug. And the outlet is another term for the socket. So this is the plug, and that one is the outlet. Remember the difference. Great job, Greg. Let's move on to this question. What is this? A shelf, a closet, a drawer, or a cupboard? Remember, it's not a cupboard, but a cupboard. Remember that. Cupboard. Cupboard. That's how we pronounce it. Let's hear you guys. Don't be discouraged by the previous one. Many people from the States will confuse them too. So it is not a big deal. Don't be discouraged. Just learn something new. Guys, you are saying C. I guess everybody's going for C. And we have Greg who said A. Greg likes being different. Let's see if it pays off this time. It didn't pay off this time. You guys were right. It was C, a drawer. It was a drawer. So when you can pull it out from a piece of furniture, that is a drawer. So you can keep something in the drawer. If somebody tells you, oh, my notebook is in the drawer, you know you have to slide it out, to pull it out. And the final question, I hope you all get it right. What's my granny's name? Is she called Sarah, Seema, Serna, or Serba? What's my granny's name? Let's find that out. What is my granny's name? Let's hear you guys. The final question. Who is this person next to me? What is her name? Yatsa says D. Dayan says D. Okay, you guys are confident. What do the others think? Jada and Magdalena say D. Does anybody else know the answer? Will you follow what the people have said, or does anybody think my grandma could be called Sarah or Seema? I guess everybody's gonna go with D. So let's reveal the answer. Is D the correct answer? It is. Big W's for everyone, especially for my granny Serba. That's all for today, folks. I mean, what can I say? It was a pleasure. We were able to learn some new things, especially related to expressions, idioms, and some items as well. The difference between a power outlet and a power plug. That was something we successfully covered today. If you have any final questions for me, let me know. I'll gladly answer them. And if not, I'll be waiting and not waiting. I'll just say goodbye. I mean, I'm so happy that you all came and joined. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. Katie, Sarah, Magdalena, Jada, Yatsa, Dayan, Greg, and Radek. You are all the folks who joined tonight, and even the Green Apple. Even though the Green Apple did not participate in the game, I still appreciate everyone who joins. That's right, big W's for everyone. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. And if not, we'll be calling it a day. So, to call it a day, to end work for the day. I love these revisions. Yeah, they're great. I'm trying to upgrade them. I think these ones with pictures, with images are really fun. So I'll try to keep it around 40 questions every time and cover words from my videos and streams. So that's why you should make sure to watch regularly, and I'll try to upload as much as possible. I haven't uploaded many videos recently, but I'll try to pick up the pace and become more proactive. You're welcome, Dayan. Thank you all for joining once more. And I can only wish everyone in Europe a good night and everyone in the Americas a good afternoon. Folks, see you, I think, tomorrow. I have to attend an event in the afternoon, but I think I'll be home by 9 and ready to do something with you. I'll come up with a cool concept, something relaxing. So, see you tomorrow.